In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to create a GitHub repository in just 5 minutes. Let's dive right into it. First things first, you'll want to navigate to GitHub's homepage. GitHub is a treasure trove for developers, providing a platform for hosting and sharing code, as well as collaborating on projects of all sizes. Once you're on the homepage, look for the Sign In button. Found it? Great! Click on that to proceed. Now you'll be prompted to enter your username or email address. This is essential for identifying your account, so make sure you enter the information associated with your GitHub account. Following that, you'll need to enter your password. Your password is the key to your account, so be sure to type it in carefully. After entering your credentials, hit the Sign In button. Successfully signed in? Perfect. You're now on your GitHub dashboard, which is essentially your control room on GitHub. This is where the magic begins. Next, we're going to create a new repository. Look for the Create Repository button. Found it? Click on it. This action is your first step toward housing your project ideas or code in a new, tidy repository. Now it's time to give your repository a name. This is how you'll identify and refer to your project on GitHub, so think of a name that's both descriptive and concise. Have you decided on a name? Enter it into the repository name field. Here comes an important decision, deciding whether your repository will be private or public. A public repository is visible to everyone on the internet, which is fantastic for open source projects. On the other hand, a private repository is only accessible to you and those you explicitly share it with. Make your choice based on your project's needs. Adding a README file is next on our checklist. This file is crucial as it introduces and explains your project to others. It's always a good idea to add one, so click on the Add a README file option. Think of your README as the front page of your project. It should be welcoming and informative. Now let's talk about the .git in your file. When you're working on a project, there are certain files or directories you might not want to track or share, such as private keys or temporary files created by your development environment. Click on the .git in your template None drop-down and choose a template that suits the programming language or environment you're working with. This step makes your repository cleaner and more secure. Lastly, you have the option to add a license to your repository. A license tells others what they can and cannot do with your code. Click on the License None button to select a license. If you're unsure which license to choose, GitHub provides a handy guide to help you decide. Once you're happy with your choices, it's time to bring your repository to life by clicking on a Create Repository. Congratulations, you've just created a new GitHub repository. It's now ready to house your projects, whether they're personal, for work, or anything in between. Creating a repository on GitHub is a straightforward process, but it's important to consider each step carefully. Your repository name, privacy settings, README, Git in your file, and license choice all play crucial roles in setting up your project for success. Now that you've learned how to create a repository, the next steps are adding your project files, collaborating with others, and exploring the vast world of open source projects on GitHub. Happy coding, and until next time, keep innovating and pushing the boundaries of your projects.